everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Buccaneers going up against the Falcons. With that, let's get over to Atlanta as we welcome in our brand new broadcast pairing for 2016. I think you'll like them. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, we certainly hope they do. We're looking forward to this year, and we begin it here in the final season opener at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Today, our new season begins with an NFC South matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. And, partner, looking at the Bucs, they finished 6-10 last year. Meanwhile, the Falcons, they finished at 8-8, but, boy, they started hot. They just didn't finish very strong.
It's hard to believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have not won a playoff game since they won this.
One man on the backfield, that's Martin. Now a play fake here on first down. And Brate, the tight end's got it. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there?
Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Buccaneers going up against the Falcons. With that, let's get over to Atlanta as we welcome in our brand new broadcast pairing for 2016. I think you'll like them. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, we certainly hope they do. We're looking forward to this year, and we begin it here in the final season opener at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Today, our new season begins with an NFC South matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. And as we look at this matchup, they go play action here on first down. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Grady Jarrett in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now Jameis on second down. Right side caught by Jackson. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. The first carry now for Doug Martin. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by a young man making his first NFL start. They come out here in the eye. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? And almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Coleman. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 30.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 23 yards on the play. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it most of the time.
And he got it there.
All right, here we go. No, check.
They'll toss it to Coleman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 18 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down Atlanta.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Offense.
And that one is going to set the offense back.
Here we go.
will run again with Coleman. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
Joe McCoy is one of the top defensive tackles in the league. Always a threat to go to the Pro Bowl, especially because of his pass rushing ability.
Clock running, under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. So 1 quarter in the books on NFL kickoff weekend. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Play will be a field goal try. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. And with that last field goal, that puts him now at 300 made on his career, and that is something to celebrate.
And that puts him in the top 30 all time. So he's really made a mark, and he's got plenty of life left in that leg, that's for sure.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Falcons defense gearing up as they take the field. They're just looking to duplicate what they did last time, force the 3-and-out, and that led to a field goal.
The only thing better, really, is creating a turnover. 3-and-out, get off the field, feel good about yourself, turn the ball over to your offense, and they put the ball through the post with a field goal.
They're probably pretty well rested after that 3-and-out, too.
One would think. That's how you get it done. Create the 3-and-outs, get to the bench, get your rest, and hope your offense can control the game.
They start the drive with Martin. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Credit the tackle to the rookie first-rounder, Keanu Neal.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They run it again with Martin. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. The defense came out with a look that they had prepped for all week to attack. They took advantage, got the first down.
And the key words in there, prepped for all week. They really studied them, understood their tendencies, knew what they liked to do, and prepared their game plan accordingly. And boy, the payoff was good.
First down, here's the run with Martin. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But there's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll try to throw now. Winston. A dump off to Sims. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On third down, Winston. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Brian Anger now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns. Joe McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
A reminder coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of our first half.
LR, that's my man.
That's your guy.
What's in that body?
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to loft one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Tevin Coleman, 79 yards. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this will be a touchback, so a first chance here in week 1 to see the ball be brought out with the new rule to the 25-yard line. The Falcons set to get things rolling on defense again here. They're just hoping for more of the same. Last time they forced the punt that led to a score.
They flipped the field, essentially, and that's what you want to do as a defense. Make sure that you put your offense in a great position to run their offense and put the ball in the end zone. That's exactly what they accomplished.
They accomplished that last time. What will they accomplish this go-around? Here's Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. The rookie Deion Jones picked it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Watch 81, fellas. Watch 81. Here we go. Green 19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. The left side completion to Jones. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the perfect.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Play fake here on first down. He's got time. And a quick throw here that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw again. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The 4-time Pro Bowler, Gerald McCoy, in there to drop him. And it'll be a loss of about 8. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Falcons will call on Matt Bryant for the field goal try. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light there. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Falcons want to continue to give their fans something to cheer about in the second half. The Buccaneers haven't played horribly, but will need to improve if they want to win this one. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10, Jared's got the sack here. This ends up as a loss of 9. Falcons take over late in the second. The pass is complete near the sideline, and he'll take this all the way for a touchdown, pushing the lead to 10. Offense out now following the interception. McCoy's got to get to the quarterback here. This will go for a loss of 8. Staying late in the second. He takes the punt from the end zone. That takes the lead up to 20. That'll do it from here in Orlando. Brandon and Charles are standing by for our second half in Atlanta. Brandon.
This is fielded at the goal line. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Second down following the incompletion. Coleman now. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion. This is Coleman. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the...
Here to his running back. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Green, 39. Green.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. That one good for 10 yards. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Surveying the field. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down. So And they'll go with the ground attack here. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Now, that was impressive by the defense. They just got hit for a big pass play, and instead of rushing out and getting back deep to cover, they played their techniques, saw the run develop, and ran to it and made the play.
And on the ground they go with a running back. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Now off a breakout 2015, it's Devontae Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. The 3rd-year man, Devontae Freeman, he had 1 touchdown as a rookie, 11 last year in the sophomore campaign, so he really burst onto the scene.
He certainly did, and you have to put me in the camp of underestimating him, because when he came out of college, he is one of my favorite backs, one of my top 5 backs coming out that year. I always called him the guy who was kind of the jack of all trades. Not that he wasn't the master of all of them. I wasn't sure how he would fit in the NFL. Well, he fits in quite well. He's a lead runner, one of the better guys out there.
And now he's got his first rushing touchdown of 2016. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
That play was well covered, just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
Winston. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and he'll take this back down inside the 20. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
It's Coleman here. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about... They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Here's Bryant for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Jonathan Babineau, never giving up. He's able to keep working and get him for a loss of 12.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Second down, Winston. Right side caught by Jackson. Now the ball comes loose. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it. And you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down. Have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay.
They come out here in the eye.
Green 39.
He'll look to throw. And it's complete. Hooper. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
Well, they were in the red zone, and they needed a first down. Was it a surprise to you that they went to the tight end?
Not at all. I thought, though, the defense might put a little more pressure on him, but still able to complete it. The play clock's running down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
And this will probably be the last play they can squeeze in here before the 2-minute warning.
Defense always has to be careful in this situation. A lot of teams like to take a shot.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move. All right, here we go. 3-19.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. And he's able to put it through. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Jameis to throw it. It's hauled in by Shepard. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Ready? Blue ready. Check 3. Check 3.
On 1st and 10, Winston drops it off to Martin. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now Winston. They set up the screen to Martin. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. It's caught, Shepard. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Ready? Blue ready. Check my 45.
Jameis now on 1st down. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Ready? Blue ready. Mike 45.
One last shot now for Winston. He's going to let it fly. And, Jameis intercepted a third time. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So, Charles, the Falcons, they start their farewell tour of the Georgia Dome in grand style with a victory.
That has to feel good because there will be an emphasis on the final season. And, each time they play a game, there'll be some final in there somewhere. But they just want to focus on winning games. And the more they do that, the less they worry about the off-the-field events.
So for Atlanta, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener. They will hit the road next week for a date with the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, it'll be a loss in the debut of new head coach Dirk Cutter. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.
Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Once you're ready, go ahead and select Advanced Week to get to your next game. Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Falcons going up against the Raiders. With that, we'll get you out to Oakland, as we'll hand it over to our colleagues, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Bay Area as we welcome you to Oakland, California. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Atlanta Falcons and the Oakland Raiders. Hi, Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands. Not really able to be blocked on that play. Close things down inside.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Again, they'll run with Freeman. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. And the man who helped Florida State to a national title in 2013, Devontae Freeman, reeling off a nice run.
I remember when he came out of school and I was evaluating him for the NFL draft. I loved a lot of his game. Run it, catch it, block. But I loved how hard he played. He played every play as if it were his last, and that ran him to the Pro Bowl after the 2015 NFL season.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
I know it's a word that we tend to overuse, but Devontae Freeman can be awfully explosive with the ball in his hands.
He showed at the beginning of last year. He had 10 touchdowns the first couple months. The Falcons themselves were red hot, then sort of went down the tubes a little bit toward the end.
Yeah, their team's record and his production declined the same way, but I really like his overall game.
And he will find his man on the outside. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 13 yards down to the 13.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Here's Tywan Jones on the return. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. Leading them out is a guy who's been a Raider starter since day one. In his third season now, it's Derek Carr.
And the Raiders believed in him enough to select him, so we knew that they liked him. But after they watched him play as a rookie, they realized they had their quarterback, and they wanted to build around him. Remember last year they drafted Amari Cooper to get him a #1 receiver, and they fortified the offensive line to make sure they could protect him. They know they have their #1 guy for a while, and they want it to continue that way.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Murray. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10. Well, sometimes we talk running backs, sometimes we talk wide receivers. Walford, the tight end in this unit, very important.
Clive Walford, a terrific player. Knows how to work the inside portions of the field, but also can surprise you and get deep.
10 yards to go on 3rd. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On 1st down, Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Robert Alford is another corner who has a lot of versatility. He can go out and cover the tallest wide receivers and work inside against the shifty slot receivers.
So they're behind the chains as the offense. 12 yards needed on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Finding time. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky. Boy, he was terrific last week, wasn't he? Put together a fantastic game, and now he gets to swagger out onto the field full of confidence and ready to go this week.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And heading back out there now, the Falcons defense here. And we're going to get a peek at some of the hits that have helped them get this first half lead.
And you know how the best hits happen? By being really good on that side of the ball in terms of fundamentals, being in the right spot, diagnosing plays well, and being there at the point of attack. They are really making it happen.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Completes it right side to Cooper. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Second down now after the pass completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
If you draft a guy in the 6th round and he gives you a 1,000-yard season at some point, would you say he's good value?
That's good return on investment. He was the first Raiders guy to rush for 1,000 yards in 2015 since McFadden back in 2010.
Latavius Murray, remember the name.
Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for Oakland. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They come out here in the eye. On second down, Freeman. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it second down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Now a play fake here on first down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. On that catch, he's already eclipsed 100 yards here in the first quarter. Charles, he's on pace for over 400.
And playing with great confidence, isn't he? I think he probably had it coming into the game, and now that he's really come out of the gate this strongly, how'd you like to be in the huddle with him right now? You know he's demanding the football. And guess what? I throw it to him. He's having a fantastic game, and they haven't defended him yet.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 3. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now here's the Falcons defense getting set to go again. They were able to force the 3-and-out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew. So they'll be looking for a little bit more of that, Charles.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3-and-out. Gave a little momentum to their offense who said, all right, appreciate it, guys. And they took the ball downfield and stuck it in the end zone.
And that defense wasn't out there long. They'll be trying to keep it short here. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
1 quarter down, 21-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. They go with Murray again. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
That was a good, forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw in that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
So just 1 yard to go here on 3rd down. They'll run here. It's Murray. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration. Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first-down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Now the second-year man from Indiana. This is Tevin Coleman. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Freeman again. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. The left side completion to Jones. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to launch this thing, and he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, and the Falcons will add on to their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the Falcons score to cap it off. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, and as we saw in week 1, the new rule, this one coming out to the 25-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Carr. Incomplete.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag.
Hey, all right, here we go. Wide 88.
On second down, here's Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 4 yards on the pickup. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And following that penalty, the offense really backed up now on 3rd down.
Keep 15, keep 15. Here we go. Wide 88.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Grady Jarrett in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Let's go. Green, 39.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught over the middle. Hooper. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Falcons add on. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Here's Bryant for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air? Let's see. 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
And right now I take my rudimentary kindergarten skills and draw where the tackle box would be, because that was close. I thought he was in the tackle box. He has to be very careful where he gets rid of the football from that spot.
Yeah, they say there was a receiver in the area, though.
Yeah.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Rashid Hageman in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Play him well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. Look at the spin. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. A minute 59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
I think you're right, partner.
4 down. Check. All right, here we go.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mario Edwards in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Watch left.
They'll come out in the pistol.
All right, here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. side, they're playing press coverage. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. They'll look to throw again. And that's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. They run, Devontae Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Falcons continue to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons defense gearing up as they take the field. They were able to force that 3 and out. That led to a touchdown. Defenses obviously love 3 and outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast, but it set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored.
Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top, as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA halftime report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Raiders have really struggled out of the gate here. The Falcons took control of the game, and unless something drastic changes, it seems like they might be able to coast the victory. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Falcons lined up at the 5. Freeman spin, clears some space, and he'll run it in from 5 yards out. That takes the lead up to 7. Falcons with the ball midway through 1. The pass will be completed along the sideline. After the long pass, he'll score. That puts them up by 2 touchdowns. We go now late in the first. The pass will be completed into coverage, and that goes as a 23-yard touchdown. 1st and 10, Jones is by himself here, and 30 yards later, he's going in for the score. Falcons in control. Midway through the second quarter, the pass complete out of the gun. And 53 yards later, he'll go in for the score. As the blowout is on, Falcons have it on 2nd and 5. Freeman's going to stay up the middle, and he'll run it in from 5 yards out as they continue to dominate. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles for the call of the second half. Brandon.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And heading out for another drive, the Raiders defense. They are down on the scoreboard as we begin the second half and looking to avoid a bigger deficit.
And I could just hear the coaches now. I can hear the head coach. Guys, first 5 minutes, first series of the second half, offense or defense, you've got to set the tone.
They'll try to set that tone here. They go play action here on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And got his man complete. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 42 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by first-rounder Carl Joseph. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's his first career game, and now he has thrown his first career interception.
So let's face it, that's very simply his welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it?
Get it out of the way, right?
Get it out of the way, and he hopes it'll be the last for this game and not too many in his career.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. So this is the second consecutive week as you look at the numbers that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because normally we see them go together very, very well.
Let's see if the defense tries any pressure here on 3rd and 8. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Grady Jarrett in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Marquette King now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Give them 13 on the pickup there, and it'll give the Falcons a first down.
Another good run there, and now we're seeing an offense that's imposed its will on a defense. When we talk about that all the time, what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're in the huddle saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space. On the defensive side of the ball, not only have they imposed it.
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Falcons. Austin Hooper with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons add on. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Here's Carr to throw. Throw left side to the tight end, Walford. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Seven yards to go on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
13 yards that time and a first.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good. Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
To throw, it's Carr. And this is caught at the 20. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now Carr going to give it to Murray on the draw play. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And that's another stop for the defense. Something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Piling up. It's Murray again. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary, a nickel look. Play action. Now it's Carr. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Grady Jarrett able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, I guess we're at the stage here where they wouldn't say no to any points, but I don't think field goals are what they're looking for here in the second half.
I don't either, Brandon. When you're down as much as they are, that's the sign of a head coach waving the white flag to me.
On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Here's Freeman. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
The left side completion to Jones. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Their dangerous wide receiver with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Falcons continue to pour it on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Here's Bryant for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. Still on his feet.
Receiving team.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, and you throw it again. Then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Rashid Hageman in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
4 down. Check. We run, baby. Alert.
A 20th carry coming up now for Murray. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
All right, partner, let's go back over the last couple of plays. Sack, loss of yards on a running play, not exactly the sequence that an offensive coordinator gets comfortable with when calling plays.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in the East Bay. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on 3rd. Shotgun now for Carr. It finds Crabtree for the completion. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Carr now on 1st down. Caught the tight end Walford. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Back to the ground game. Here's Murray. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. 15 yards through the air on a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Here's Carr to throw. Here's Wolford over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards on the pickup there. Good enough for an Oakland first down. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. Carr now on first down. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And that'll be good for an Oakland first down. And the seemingly endless drive continues. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Well, as the play call comes in on 3rd down, you have to think about 4-down territory here. Down a few touchdowns, they need points, and they need big points.
Following the penalty, it's Murray. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. And they give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
All right, here we go. Wide at the 8.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here. Brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. Carr now on 3rd and goal. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. 15 yards through the air on a first down. Last week, as you get a look at some of the numbers, he just wasn't in the mix, almost like he was out of the game plan. We couldn't figure out why, but here, he's fully in the game plan.
I like what you just brought up because when we asked the coaches about that, there's a little sheepish in there, wasn't it? That's when they admitted, yeah, we kind of neglected him last week. We've got to find ways to get him the football, scheme to get him open because they know he's a big-time weapon, so they're going to have people out there to cover him. But sometimes you just have to do some things, show some different formations, get him isolated where he can be one-on-one. And in this game,
blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it on line and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And this stadium is abuzz after that one, understandably so. I cannot believe he hit that thing.
And you can't help but think back to Tom Dempsey. And his record stood for, what, 43 years until Matt Prater broke it? And now here's a new record. And I'm with you. I cannot believe that ball went through the posts.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. He'll put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe. I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. To throw, it's Carr. Walford's got it. Complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I think what we're seeing today, partner, is what happens when you have a really good game the previous week. You get a lot more attention from the defensive coordinator. It looks to me like they spent a lot of time figuring out tendencies, how they get him the football, and adjusting accordingly.
Well, they've adjusted, and the numbers certainly show that. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And a big face mask penalty here, 15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face mask area because your fingers can get tangled up there, and that can hurt you as a player.
It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On first down, Carr caught the tight end Walford. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
From midfield, here's Carr. Holmes has got it complete. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Hey. We got three. Three down. All right, here we go. Red 18. Red.
Carr now on first down. He's got time in the pocket. Crabtree with it over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives them a new set of downs. And they're going to speed things up here. Carr. Now a desperation throw deep. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon, and it's up and good. That time a 6-play drive, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And he's got some space here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, they're just having fun. I mean, they are clicking on every single cylinder, offense, defense, and here, special teams.
And how about the extension of the lead? This one felt a lot like, you remember Seattle, Denver, Super Bowl 48, Percy Harvin to start the second half. Seattle was already firmly in control. Now, they feel like they can't be caught.
Yeah, they are firmly in control right now. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Derek Carr getting ready to go again on offense. And not the start that he expected. You look at the numbers, though, he's got back here to his elite level.
And I get the sense that the defense game planned a little bit different than what he expected. You know, he had an idea from watching tape what he should expect. They changed things up on him a little bit and caused that slow start. But the best ones, they take it as a challenge, and they come fighting back. And that's exactly what we saw there.
It's a gain of 14 there. Good enough for an Oakland first down. Throwing on first down is Carr. He's got time. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Pass, offense. The penalty is declined.
So 2nd and 10 here.
Watch left. Stop right there. Hey, we go rally.
Now Carr. Now they go screen. It's complete. Murray fighting. Lost the football. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Now it's Freeman, and he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Falcons, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Oakland, we sign off. So long, everybody.